usually covered by her phone, has finally made an
What is up, everyone? Today we are doing the postponed match of Eternal versus Blur's Persons, but due to Blur's Persons dropping, we had to find another team. So we got this new team named Inksurance Agency. Um, def definitely a great team from what I've heard. I'll wait for some people to get into the lobby and
Hello, everyone. Welcome to WTP Esports. Pretty much week 2. We got this match today with Eternal versus Inksurance Agency. And yeah, it's gonna be a pretty good one. We're currently, I think, waiting for Silver to get back and get the gameplay, and then we will be starting. So just sit tight, guys.
yeah. Alright, well, why don't we go ahead and go over the map modes, just kind of refresh ourselves from last, well, like Saturday. Alright, um, so we got Black Belly Rainmaker for our first game mode. What do you think about that, IPS? Sorry, just realized I was muted on Discord.
Right.
Mistakes happen.
All right.
Well,
All right.
uh,
So, all
first
right,
map
let's talk about the maps then.
First map
So,
is Black
mm,
Belly Rainmaker, and what is your thoughts on that, IPS?
Black Belly Rainmaker, definitely one of the best Rainmaker maps as of right now in the game. Rainmaker, of course, being a pretty questionable mode. So, you know, Black Belly being its only one of its only good maps. Yeah, it's definitely saying something. But
Mm-hmm.
this map, we're gonna see a lot of team fights and pushes, especially around the left side in half pipe, and definitely around the right side going up the ramp. So it's gonna be pretty hectic.
Like, middle is the fastest way to push, but, like, you rarely see anyone do that nowadays.
It really depends on the situation. I feel if their team has like a CJ or a weapon that could easily get Ray, you don't usually want to push left since a Ray can easily just kill you down half pipe. But uh, basically for right side, it's definitely easier to push there when there's a team that has race and you have a lot more space to move around, and it is also easier to use, especially like inkjet there rather than half pipe. But yeah, so maybe we should talk about the teams that are playing today.
Alright, alright. So, first off, we got Eternal. As we all know, on week 1 Academy, they definitely had the best match out of the Academy Anarchy League with versus Astro.
Mhm.
D-
Yeah, it was very close against Astro there in week 1, and seeing here the roster, we have Flash, Ian, Danny Boy, Pace One, and Dragon 85. Yeah,
Ooh.
pretty strong roster there. I do believe though the roster has changed since then. I believe they've also acquired a backline player that we saw, I think, in week 1 named Oreo T, a heavy player to be
Mm.
exact. And I do believe some players did also leave Eternal. So I
I
think
believe Dragon
today the
actually
roster we
left.
are. So I believe the roster we're seeing today is Ian, Danny Boy, Oreo T, and they have a sub. I think named half of 3 quarters. I believe. I think a player
Hmm.
from Synergy. So definitely interesting to see how Eternal's going to play today with a sub. So definitely see. Maybe let's head on over to Insurance Agency.
Alrighty then. So, insurance. uh, so this is a filler for Blur's Persons. Definitely unfortunate to see them disband, but I can't wait to see what we'll get from Inksurance Agency. Inksurance will have to bear the loss that Blair's Persons received in their first week, but if they're good enough, I highly doubt that'll matter.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Insurance Agency definitely coming in with the clutch. Honestly, first person's dropped out, and we honestly thought we were gonna have to change the schedule again for another league in WTP. But then, of course, they come in and decide to play, and also come in with the loss from Blessed Persons, which really shows they want to come in. They really want to play in this league. Maybe they can show us that that one loss doesn't matter, and they're just gonna come in here, win each set maybe, and just get into the playoffs even with that one loss that they took in.
Yeah,
But we will see. Inherently, I have never necessarily heard of this team, nor of their players, so it's definitely gonna be interesting to see how they play and which players on our team are definitely standouts. So yeah.
uh, yeah, honestly, yeah, I don't really have any knowledge on Inksurance either. The Shadow Team.
Yeah. Do we have the teams in the room?
We do, and we are currently waiting for them to pick their weapons.
I see. So maybe let's talk about what weapons you think we'll see on Black Belly. I mean, I already mentioned that C-Jet or possible other ray spammy weapons such as maybe V Heavy. What do you think we're going to see on that map?
Honestly, some sort of slosher, and
Hmm.
maybe like an object shredder weapon.
Yeah, I could definitely see maybe a sploosh coming out since it is Rainmaker.
Interesting
That
choice,
could be
though.
that object shredder weapon. I mean, yeah, Sploosh 7, Rainmaker is basically its only good mode. It's the only mode you see it necessarily played in whenever it is played. If that would object shredder and hammer, it can actually be pretty clutch for pops and other situations. So it'd be interesting to see if one of those teams runs one of those. Although, yeah, like you said, a slosh would be really good here, especially the Tri Slosher with burst bombs and
Yeah,
armor. Even
definitely.
Tri Novo has rain, which is really good for pushes on that ramp side of the map. So, yeah,
Well, let's jump into our first match.
nice. So let's see what comps they have here for Rainmaker Blackbelly as the set between Eternal and Inksurance Agency begins.
Alrighty. So we got. Ooh.
So, like I said, we see those race spanning weapons come from both sides. Crimson with the C-Jet that also has Object Shredder, and on the side of Eternal we have Oreo T. From the side of Eternal, I also see that Rush, the Arcbush Nevo to be exact, so that's going to be missiles and beacons for that team.
Crimson already
Danny
getting a
Boy,
pick on that Tri Slosher.
a very good pick there. It's going to be the start of a push. I see one person from Eternal does jump out. Actually, it's a person I think jumped in. Crimson making him back up. 3-3 situation right now for both teams, as still kind of a stalemate around mid, waiting for something to happen. Nick does go down to that Tri Slosher. Diane now pops armor. It's going into mid.
Danny
Maybe
Boy
something happen.
and that Stinger just really trying to get back supremacy, and it does seem like they are pretty good at it right now. But getting oppressed by that K machine in CDS. And they go
Starting
down.
push to 48 for Eternal. That's pretty right for the beginning of the game. Or pretty right coming out from Crimson here. Might have been a better idea to save that for the push, but we will see now. Nick here trying to push up the right with this machine. We see now one each goes down for both teams. Nick still on this right, maybe trying to make a play happen. And we see armor coming out from Eternal.
Eternal kind of going around on flanks, seeing what they can do. The splashdown does come out, kind of helping Inksurance keep that recovery.
You see now Bria coming out from half. He's looking where to throw it. Still holding it.
Probably waiting for Inksurance to come, but it does not seem like he'll get Inksurance today.
So right now, Zap does pop out and get the pick on half. Now, Dan also goes down. Now that's 2 down for the side of Eternal. They only have really Ray right now that might be for Insurance. That does lead, and then even more than
22. That is
Still
definitely a
3
huge
up.
number.
Oh, Rush now does get maybe 2, gets 2. So I'm gonna get the pop here.
CDS clinging on for dear life, but just couldn't quite escape Eternal.
So now Eternal is gonna have to try to get their specials and make a push. This is coming out from Roar here on the brush, and he's not gonna find really anything with that as the Rainmaker goes down, unfortunately. We're here now with a Shark. Might get caught out by those fizzy bombs.
It does not seem like Nick does know about Rory though, and might get attacked. And
He does. Now we got still Eternal kind of playing on the back hill for the time being, waiting for an opportunity. Bomb coming out from half. As Eternal just kind of runs into bombs and gunshots, and they're gonna go down.
not really the most coordinated push from Eternal.
Yeah, they're gonna have to try push it as a team to get those picks before going in. They're not gonna be able to just slip this through. We see half here getting a pick on the CDS. Try does go down for Eternal as well. Crimson now
holding on
with this Ray.
And does seem
C10 is
like
coming out
it's
from Moto.
neutral right now, but it does seem like Eternal will get the pop.
Yep. Oreo team right now just here. Man, with this Ray, this can definitely come in useful for the push, but let's make sure not to go down with it. And still just kind of a neutral game at the current moment. Eternal and Insurance Agency kind of both playing safe. Neither of them wants to give up a player or two that can lead into easier defense or an easy push. So Nick on the top right here is just spamming physics, and once again, just not putting himself in a dangerous position. Now, Rainmaker finally grabbed by Eternal. Just gonna try to push. Try does push the machine. Try just go down to Nick though. This could be a fucking machine coming in a sec here. Ray does come out from Insurance Agency. Machine gets the pick on the flank.
And it seems like it's 2v2 right now. Oh, nice B2 save. Only the Octobrush is alive now. And looks like the K-Bro is still alive due to the beacon.
You might see here possibly a Shark kill from half. He's not gonna get it yet. Zach knows where he is. He does get a pick on the CDS, especially if this goes down on the side of Eternal. Half still here, trying to make something happen. It's gonna go down to that Zap.
Seems like the Jet does go down with the Rainmaker, and with the last 10 seconds ensuing, Eternal might is probably gonna start scrambling.
Definitely, here we have half just still now has this Rainmaker in overtime. They're gonna lose that aggressive pressure now, so they're gonna have to try and make something happen. Oreo see, Ray not coming out. This could be the GG Ray
coming out and will end the
that's
game.
Gonna get the pick. And that's now going to be 1-0 now for Insurance Agency. Honestly, not what I expected to start off this set.
Not at all.
Insurance Agency might be proving, hey, we coming in with one loss, we're going to come in and smack everyone's teeth.
Definitely good plays from both teams there.
Feel like basically that game was decided by a point where I think it's the Zap. Yeah, the Zap got a really good pick on half, and after that, the rest of it kind of just got snowballed by Insurance Agency. So good plays there by Insurance Agency to try get a pick to make it something big and push with their specials to get that lead to 22. And after that, just defending really well from Eternal, kind of just not making those coordinated pushes and, just kind of trying to maybe make a sneaky play, but of course it's not happening. But yeah. So here now we have next map is Piranha Pit Splat Zone. So what do you think of that, Solver?
Never really had the best view of it since it's really easy to get picks if you just go on ramp, but I mean it's definitely a solid map. Like it might as well be like one zone, honestly, like with how closely knit the two are, but yeah.
Yeah. This map is really easy to lock out on, I feel, if you get yourself into a really good position. Of course, one thing about this map is you can't just hold one spot like a kind of a one zone map. Since this course is 2 zones, you kind of got to watch the right side and left side. Of course, You have left drop, which can lead to your left ramp. You want to watch that because you don't want anyone to really get control of that left side, as you said, pretty easy to push off of to get picks. On the
Yeah.
right side as well, you have a lot of paint there, and of course, setting up there is also good. So it's gonna be a
Maybe
matter of which team can get the first picks, get control first, and then be able to set up properly.
maybe we'll see like a 2v4 situation from the defending team, just
Hmm.
trying to really hold down both places, but just get like bodied by the whole entire team that's trying to get out of their base.
Hmm. Definitely. Of course, if a team wants to get out of a lockout here, it's going to be definitely more of a coordination type thing.
Well, we're getting into our
Eternal
second
is.
match.
Oh, well, that was quick.
Yeah.
I was saying, though, Eternal is going to have to try to push more together, especially on this map. If they want to get out of a lockout, they're going to have to push together on one of those sides and get the two that are watching it, 2, 3, 4, whatever. They just got to push together. And we do see an interesting pick here now coming from Eternal. Rory on that page junior. Maybe looking for those big bubbles there. And also we see a tent also coming out from the Inksurance agency. Definitely an actual pretty good pick for this map if played correctly.
Tent
Right now,
basically
this-
takes about half their zone just by rolling over it.
Yeah, it's really good weapon pick here. So Orioles here maybe looking for the heavy on the left. That heavy though does get armor, so Orioles is gonna get back maybe, but does get picked by Crimson.
Sharpshooter, splat.
Crimson do have the ready. It's a 3-3 situation now for both teams. Crimson here just playing zone right now. In general, it seems to be another neutral situation between these two teams. H-Storm does come out. Yeah, we see now Armor does come out from the side of Eternal. They're probably going to try to push it back, but you see that CS goes for the pick there. Not get it, unfortunately. Nick here has Hammer at the ready. Might use the scene after that booyah. Zach does go down. Two go down on the side of Insurance Agency. Nick now kind of in his own around the zone here. Maybe going for a hero play. Might not be the best decision though. Definitely not. And now we see
barely
here.
holding on.
Now we see here, like I said, that lockout phase that is going to be the deciding factor of this game. You see that they're pretty much mostly set up on the left side here, not really watching the right too much. Now we see Oreo T see someone on the left here. Armor does come out on the side of Insurance Agency though. Oreo T backing up pretty far. Maybe can charge his booyah here to defend the zone.
Alright, let's head over to the Zap. Desperately trying to get in with that tank. The other team, Zap, barely not getting that suction bomb, but does get the pick on Nausicaa.
Yeah. Now we see Happy is on this ramp here, going with the bubbles provided from Rory. Right now, Eternal is doing a really good job keeping zone and just staggering Insurance Agency, just getting picks like that there, just seeing when Insurance Agency is making some kind of push or hero play on their own and just taking advantage of to get a pick and just keep that team advantage right there. Armor and Bomb does come out from the side of Eternal here. This might be the game ender here if Insurance Agency doesn't come together and get some picks.
Eternal is really
Eternal.
Out Insurance, but right as I say that, I commentators first. Two of them
Hammer does
go
come out
down.
for a pick.
But
Right now, Half here with this Zap is just getting all these picks against that Hammer. Nick is going to have to try to be smart with those hammers if he wants to actually get some worth out of them. See Scion here now. Bubbles do come out from Rory though. This might be another zone cap for Eternal, and yes it is. See right now, it's a 3-4 situation for Insurance Agency as they have Booyah Bomb at the ready. Rain soon as well. Rain at the ready now. Throwing Rain in. Still, Heavy does come down with Booyah, which is extremely unfortunate. And we just see here, like I said, Eternal is doing a really good job of just staggering. And they're just, Eternal is just staggering Insurance Agency extremely hard. But as I say that, two do go down the side of Eternal. Tank goes down the side into the team. Might be zone cap here. Now Insurance Agency Insurance Agency needs to come together. They need to push together, and they gotta make sure to not stagger alone. That's what's been killing them here. I say that they popped armor from Monster, but Eternal just waiting it out, which is a pretty smart move, honestly. And they start going in with Booyah Bomb armor and bubbles, getting the air zone. But Booyah, though, coming out from the side of the Insurance Agency now, with a 3v2 situation. Insurance Agency gets something big for this, but as I say, the half gets a pick there. This might be the turnaround for that situation.
But it does seem like Inksurance is just barely holding on. Trying to just really get back of that zone. Crimson
That's 3 down. Crimson with the pick.
And it's only the
This
cage
could be a
junior now.
comeback for Insurance. This could be a comeback for Insurance here if they're able to get their specials together and make sure they do not die. You already see this cage junior dropping down left on his own. Right now, 2 specials at the rate for Insurance. If they use 2 specials hardly, this could be game. You see Zap dropping left, not able to get that clutch pick up, but Turner is getting that instant zone cap and a clutch out that lead.
Insurance will need a miracle by now to try and get this comeback.
Definitely, they're gonna have to get zone back first, which they do get zone back. They do pop armor. They have to send with this armor, or else Turner's gonna hit right back in a couple of seconds here.
Armor does wear off.
Yep. Armor just come out from Eternal and Bubbles too, and that might be game. So
Yeah, that's game.
Booyah Bomb from Danny Boy, and that is game. And now we have Eternal and Insurance Agency tied at 1-1. So honestly, you know, as I was saying, the Insurance Agency might be the underdog upset here, but Eternal just saying, hey, this ain't over yet. Gonna make this a close set right here, right now, with that pretty clutch zone cap at the end. There, definitely saw what I mentioned about Piranha Pit zones. You know, most of the game, Eternal just had Insurance Agency basically staggered, not really having a place to push, and Eternal just holding those positions. So Insurance Agency just kind of flopping around, trying to find something to work, and eventually Insurance Agency had their own moment where they were locking out Eternal and just stopping their pushes with smart plays.
If only they could hold it for like a second more.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think what happened was that the tent on the side of Insurance Agency went down, and with that, Eternal just pushed everything at the zone last second just to try to get some there, and they did in time before the Booyah Bomb could come out from Crimson. So definitely clutch zone cap there by Eternal, and now we're 1-1 as we move on to Snapper Rainmaker. So what's your opinion on Snapper Rainmaker?
Oh, it's actually Clam Blitz.
Clam Blitz? Oh, that's my bad.
You're fine.
So what's your... Yeah. All over the place today, but Clam Blitz Rainmaker, Clam Blitz Snapper. What's your opinion on that?
Clam Blitz Rainmaker, definitely interesting, because, like, you have to shrink
I know,
down
right?
into the surface of the Rainmaker.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Clam Blitz Snapper, it's never really been my favorite, if I'm being honest. I never really liked the hills. Like...
That's fair enough. It's a map where it's less about controlling mid. Like, controlling mid is, like, pretty much... It's a thing, yeah, but if you don't have the sides, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because people can just collect clams like that. And, like... Because all the spawn locations, like, never really gonna use the middle for spawn locations, so you're just gonna have to try and keep supremacy over, like, their crates and, like, and their hill.
Yeah, definitely. The team that's gonna win this match, just saying it right now, is the team that is gonna have control of those hills. Even if they don't have control of mid, it doesn't matter really, because if you have control of hills, eventually you can get specials to collapse mid and then just push the enemy's basket. So the teams here are gonna have to make sure that their hill does not get taken over by the other team, or else we're gonna have lots of flanks, lack of clams, and you're just gonna get snowballed.
Alright.
So let's look at the comps here coming out from both teams.
Ooh.
So K Jr. is still on the side of Eternal here. Of course, it worked pretty much last game on getting that zone cap constantly. So let's see how they're going to use it here for Clam Blitz. And on the side of Insurance Agency, yeah, we see Nautilus, which is something new. We've seen CS past 2 games, so let's see how their Nautilus fares up against Eternal.
Definitely a more I'd like to say passive comp coming out from Insurance Agency. Definitely an odd play for Clamblets of the modes.
Yeah, I feel like probably would not just have that power to shred those bubbles, which is actually a pretty alright idea, to be fair. Although I feel like their comp is definitely pretty much the same amount of aggression. Since not can be extremely aggressive, it also can play a bit back and evade enemies to shred them when they rush you. So
The only drawback is
see,
that charge time. It might not be much, but it could definitely lead to a life or death situation.
as we see here, we have Inksurance Agency right now with 24 clams on the board, only 2 for Eternal. And, you know, you think right now that Inksurance is trying to make that push. I say that Danny Boy getting a plug splash down cancel on right there. Now,
One of the best splash on cancels I've seen.
now there's a very good situation for both teams, and clams are starting to drop off for Insurance Agency. Really seems like they just staggered there with so many clams, and eventually Danny Boy was able to get the opportunity to get that splashdown kill, and now we kind of just have another neutral situation where, again, Insurance has like a bunch of clams, but isn't necessarily trying to make a push out of it.
It does not seem like any team's going to get any sort of advantage anytime soon until someone gets a pick.
Yeah, as of right now, we have specials, 2 specials on each side. I say that now there's all specials inside of Insurance Agency. They gotta do something with these specials here. They've got armor, they've got inkjet, they've got splashdown, they got the Booyah Bomb. I say that armor does go out, inkjet does go out now. He can kind of fight people on snipe. Booyah Bomb also comes out. Going at the basket. Bubbles do come out from Rory though, as well as another Booyah Bomb from Oreo team. One does go down for the side of Eternal. Now 3 goes down. It's only Rory now.
This is going to be a
massive
massive push. Ooh, and that's
And
a
they do get the
staggered
final
fight.
one.
Getting 37 clamps in like just in a mere seconds.
And they still got 5 clams to spare here to get more in. And as I said, they're starting to try to get them in. But now Eternal dropping down to try to stop the push. And push this stop at 34. Really good first burst by Insurance Agency. Finally getting your specials and just going in. Just making the push. And I say that now half is going to get that hit on the zap of Insurance Agency. Now trying to run away from that machine, and he's not able to get away from Nick here.
Slushing machine definitely really good at just getting those quick kills before you jump out.
Seems like after Eternal defended that push, they did end up getting control again, and it just seems like Insurance Agency is just pushing in again. As I said, a flank that's coming from Rory. That's going to be
devastating.
Booyah Bomb, though. Maybe not, though, is that Booyah Bomb kind of staggered the push. Danny Boy trying to get these clams, and it's going to go down, though. And that's going to be the push, and that does give a free pity to the side of Insurance. And without lead, was that push really worth it?
I mean, it did get a lot of clams on their side down. So honestly, I think so, yes. They just need to make one more substantial push to really get past that 34 bar that Insurance set early on.
That is very true. They have to make sure though that Insurance is pushing out themselves in a sense that I say that. And Nas comes in here and gets a pick on the zap. So 23 clams right now on the side of Insurance Agency. Maybe a push here. If this push can get points for Insurance, this might be an issue for Eternal.
And half really just trying to hold out. Well, it doesn't seem like Eternal is really protecting their flanks at all.
Right now, just Crimson gets the clam, and it's only 2 now on the side of Eternal here, and his clam's just going in, and that's going to be points. Unfortunately, Ancient has the other 7 clams, so we might not be seeing more clams here. Danny Boy's going to go for that jump there, and that's going to be a push 26. A couple of points were gained there, so it wasn't completely worth it, but now it's going to be the final play of the game here. Danny Boy gained that pick with the Inkjet. If it's not to make a push here, they could win the game, but they're going to need definitely more than just one power bomb. As I said, that they have 22 clams now on the board.
Ooh, Danny Boy going to an unfortunate triple of that Fizzy Bomb. That might be game right there.
Yeah, Oreo just on his own is going to try to make something happen, but he's not able to do it. And I think that's going to be game for Jersey. Is going to take this set now up 2-1. And we're seeing now Eternal is going to be backed up to a wall here. It's going to have to win 2 games in a row to take the set. But yeah, Silver, what do you think you saw that game?
I saw Eternal not really going in for many pushes, and if they did, like, they just never seemed to be able to pull it off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I think the beginning, of course, it was pretty much a massive staggering of both teams. Inksurance Agency eventually getting that massive push in once they were just able to go in and snowball Eternal, and eventually Eternal does make a push of their own while a couple of players of Inksurance are distracted, but it didn't amount to much since they didn't keep mid control from it, and then right after, just Inksurance gets another push in. I feel like Eternal was staggering so much, and we're kind of playing scared in a sense.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah, they weren't trying to really get much map control, trying to push and trying to get picks. And whenever they did, they would just go down, or they would just get snowballed by Insurance Agency. So I feel like from here, they're gonna have to actually put pressure on Insurance, because Insurance right now is basically having enough time to. They had enough time to get 23 clams, stagger, then die because of the stagger, but then still come back and another 23 clams, then snowball Eternal. Like, Eternal's got to play faster. They got to go, okay, they're staggering. We're going to kill them while they're staggering. And now we got to get control and make our own push and punish their stagger. Because Insurance Agency is kind of getting away with the mistakes they're making. Because, of course, Insurance isn't playing perfect. You know, like I said, at one point, they were staggering extremely hard with a lot of clams, and Eternal just kind of didn't do much about it. So I think for Eternal to win this set, they're just going to have to sit down, focus, and just start playing faster and stop letting Insurance Agency be able to sit around with all these things in mid and just getting their specials. Because if they're staggering with no specials, once they get specials, that's when they're going to push. You want to stop that before it happens.
Definitely. Thank you for the follow, Pandemonium. Alright, looks like we are heading into our next match right now.
Fortunately, we couldn't even talk about the map. What's the map we're going to have
Tower
here?
Control, Manta Maria.
I see. This map, definitely chaos at the second checkpoint. Pretty much everything happens in straight here, so it's definitely interesting to see how these teams are going to fight in straight. So we have 2v heavies coming out on each side here, as well as a Nals coming out again from the side of Insurance Agency, and we see a Trina Vo coming out for Eternal.
Interesting idea, because double armor on the stage, I mean, like, isn't the worst thing in the world.
Well, to be fair, it is the range that Trina Vo has, 5-bomb range. It's the vanilla that has armor, so I think probably range for straight is what they're doing here, which is pretty smart. As I said, Eternal's already got advantage here. Ray just pushing this, making Insurance Agency back up. Ray comes out.
Ray
and Crimson are going to have a range. And right now, Insurance Agency is actually getting kind of really staggered here. I say that it's going to be, a 2v2 situation. Nautilus here gets another pick. Might be able to completely stop their push here. And yeah, that's going to be the end of Eternal's push.
Bright Slasher does move back, so that's basically a wipe.
Now we have here still a mid situation. 3 specials on the side of Insurance Agency, though, and that Zap does go down. Machine does go down. 2 down on the side of Insurance Agency, so actually, this is going to be Citrus favor Eternal. As I say that, though, Crimson gets a pick on the heavy, so now we're back to kind of a situation that's favoring Insurance Agency. Ray coming out from a pretty questionable spot here. Danny Boy gets high. Danny Boy is sharking here. Danny Boy is going to get that pick with the shark there.
It seemed like he was sitting there for a while, not really helping out much.
I mean, they get a pick from him. Right now, it is a situation, so it seems like it worked out. Zap now on the flank. Maybe looking for a pick on that support weapon, although Pro does go down. Now another 3v3 situation for these 2 teams. Right now, honestly, so all we're seeing is just the teams going 1 down. back-to-back deaths always happening for each team, and we can't really see a team on that with an advantage other than Eternal when they got that first push.
Yeah, like once one person goes down on this team, then like there's always like one or two on the other. Like it just never seems. Like, it always just seems to even out.
And we see her now, still Eternal, kind of has his mid control, but isn't pushing with it. Again, like I said, they're playing way too safe. They're giving a chance for Insurance Agency to come in here and just maybe get mid control again.
Especially odd with their comp, like, because their comp is pretty aggressive. I mean, their supportive weapon even has like really good killing power, so I'm surprised they aren't
Definitely
going
has
in
it.
more.
And they are starting to go in now, like they're kind of dropping with the slash, just gonna make them try. That's what I'm saying, Eternal was too slow, and Insurance Agency is gonna come out and stop their push. Eternal's gotta go faster. They're giving Insurance Agency too many opportunities. And
It does seem like Insurance Agency just keeps on losing like two players, never really able to get any sort of control. Just going down.
maybe here, oh, nice pick from Nick there, and again, just two down for the side of Eternal here. Now maybe
One does
we're
jump
gonna
back.
Now
Now
we
one person is there. Oh, nope, never mind. The try does go down.
might be seeing an Insurance Agency push now, as Inkja is at the ready for this Nautilus. Maybe going to use this team and look for some picks. He's going to use it. Gets stuck on the ramp, unfortunately, but now he's going to be looking for a pick. As Eternal just goes behind a wall, just going to basically avoid that completely. Ray now coming out, and Rain on the side of Eternal, and Nick is going to try get a pick, but is extremely weak and is probably going to go down. Yep, goes down. Two down now, side. Two down for the side. Sorry.
It does seem like Danny Boy getting overly ambitious, but does able to get that help from the try.
So now, once again, we have Eternal finally just pushing. They have their opportunity, they're pushing with it, which is extremely good here. And right now, Rain, Armor, Insurance Agency is really at the back though right now, and I say those the heavy goes down. Now it's not goes down as well. It's a 4v2 situation. Danny Boy with this rebound, 3 down. It's only up to White, and this is gonna be a big push here for Eternal. This might get them the game win if they're able to keep up with these picks.
Does seem like the Stingray does miss getting that kill, and it does seem like Eternal will get that win though.
Yep, able to get on tower in time, and that's gonna be. We're going to game 5, Silver, and honestly, this is a game 5 that I did not expect.
Me neither.
Honestly, I expected Eternal. I expected Insurance Agency gonna come in here. Of course, right? Except the loss they have from, of course, Placed Blur's Persons team. I have no idea who they are, and I just thought, okay, Eternal's gonna come in here, they're gonna win this, and good night. But
Yeah.
Insurance Agency is proving me wrong. Of course, they didn't just lose this game, but they still are right now 2-2 against Eternal, looking for that potential upset right now in Game 5. So, honestly, though, Eternal finally fixing that main issue that I was talking about, though. Like, at the end there, they just stopped waiting. They were just like, okay, Insurance is going to play back. They're not going to move. Well, fine. We'll just push you. We'll bring the fight to you then.
Yeah, it
And
did seem like Insurance definitely playing conservatively, as well as Eternal. Just kind of seems like a stalemate all the way, like until like the beginning and ends.
Yeah, pretty much. And this is a map now, Anchovy Rainmaker, where they can't do that. Like, they're gonna have to push. One team here is gonna have to decide, okay, we're gonna have to bring the fight. Like they're gonna have to just. It's gonna be the team that decides to bring the fight to the other team and win that fight. That's who's gonna win this game. It's not gonna. The winner of this game is not gonna be the one who's gonna bunk up and hope for their team to make a mistake. Because so the thing about Splatoon, yes, somewhat at lower levels, you can win by just waiting for your opponent to make a mistake. But, as you play and play more, you're going to start noticing that you can't win by your opponent making a mistake. You have to win by making opportunities for yourself and forcing your opponents to make mistakes. That's how you win.
Definitely.
So, We're gonna see here now. Game 5 Entropy Rainmaker. What do you think? Who do you think is gonna win this game? Let's just put a prediction right here. Who do you think is gonna take Game 5 and win this set?
That's actually a really hard question. I would I would put a suggestion on Insurance Agency. Maybe they're gonna pull out a Tentabella here. And speaking of weapons, we're getting to the start of our game.
For me to say who's gonna win, I feel like Eternal. If they play like they did at the end of that last game, they can win this easily. But we're gonna have to see if they do play like that. And comps now, we see Eternal going out with the comp that they won that TC game with. Pretty smart decision, honestly. And now we see on the side of Insurance Agency, the machine player Nick now opting for the CDS, while the non-player going to niche the machine. And we also see a Zap and of course that V Heavy now for both teams. And here we go, we have two on the right side here for Eternal, kind of just not really too much mid. As we currently just have
What happened to
grab me.
Perry on push, not even taking with anyone.
Yeah, that kind of just gave control to Insurance Agency. Now we're going to try to get this control on the right side. Although I do believe there's still people on the side of Eternal on the left side. Maybe not. Oh no, they pushed left and they pushed right, sorry, and they got space. Now we have Nick on his own here. Inner Shark, Minus Balloon, maybe trying to make something happen, but is still on his own, so not the most optimal play, and it's going to go down to Oreo too.
Nick probably should have just dropped down there. It does seem like Eternal does get 2 picks.
Maybe, although right now, damn, this Eternal's kind of just not really pushing up with that. Maybe waiting again for another couple of picks. And unfortunately, the try does go down.
Stingray.
Wait, are they trying to bring it right side?
I believe they are.
And they are, but, can see it's coming and say, nope, not happening. And still, this Rainmaker on the right side, this weird idea to try bring it right. This could be very easily not a good play if the hand there gets continuously put back and we just get stalling from the side of the Insurance Agency. As you can see here right now, yep, and there goes 2 down on the side of Eternal, and that's going to be their push down right. The Zap going for a flank. They do not see the Zap. Zap might get a pick here on that machine, although he just dropped, and the Zap is still there behind.
It seems like the Zap will be able to not get any pushes at any pick.
Nick going back from him. And unfortunately, that Zap is still around there. Pro does go down on the front side of Eternal. Lead now for the side of Insurance Agency, which doesn't mean much since neither team has really pushed past 80. So right now it's a massive stalemate of both teams playing extremely safe while also making pretty questionable plays. So we're not really seeing much traction being made by the teams here.
Both teams seem to just have trouble with just pushing with the Rainmaker.
As we say that though. Probably picked on that for that Zap though, but Eternal to get it down there at 51. Try still out there. The try does go down though, and it's finally now maybe a chance for Insurance Agency to get that map control, get mid, get left side, and just grab that Rainmaker and just start pushing Eternal. Because Eternal's gonna play conservative here with a lead of 51. You're just gonna have to bring the fight to them because that's not a lead that's hard to beat on this map.
Not at all. But it does seem like finally getting more than one person to protect Rainmaker, but it does not seem to be enough people.
Yeah, Try just comes in. And now we just see Eternal just getting that push down, and it just seems like Insurance push just kind of shut down. And now we see the Rainmaker again looking at that right side, maybe not the most optimal push, might be better just to push through that fan. The Try does get a pick though, as he's just getting focused on the right side, with the Rainmaker just going right through. And as I say that, I think the Zap might have gotten a pick there. 2 down now on the side of Insurance Agency. This might be the push Eternal's looking for. Dan grabs the Rainmaker extremely weak. Machine's going to try to get that pick self push. Does get it. And now we're having here just a
I don't think 6 points is worth it though, since sure Grostrin has gone down.
Hmm. We'll have to see now, though, since, of course, Eternal still has control of mid, and that Rainmaker once again goes down for Inksurance Agency. So it seems like Eternal still has control of right now this push and this game. Now Eternal Agency is struggling. I think the Heavy just jumping out.
That was an odd jump out.
Kind of just giving up that control, yeah, but maybe it was a good play. Maybe he was just going back to keep his race safe at all costs. Zap here now on the flank is going to get that pick, and if that machine now goes down here, that's pretty much going to be all the presence dead for Inksurance. This Zap still on the flank right now. Half is just pretty much making Inksurance run in circles and try to take care of him.
If they don't grab him now, they might have a sneak attack already.
And they do grab him now, and machine goes down for Inksurance Agency. 3 specials ready on the side of Eternal. Armor does go out. Booyah Bomb goes out.
Stingray goes out.
And yeah, Crimson does go down with the Rainmaker, and Eternal coming back from a 2-game deficit, coming in, winning the next 2 games, and once again, Eternal 2 weeks in a row, 2-3-2 sets. You know, they're clutching out these sets.
Yeah, but it seems a little too close each time.
Maybe, possibly. I feel like Eternal definitely could have made that cell easier for themselves. They can play at a point where they can just run through Insurance Agency, like we saw at the end of that TC game for Game 4. But sometimes it just seemed like they weren't playing aggressive enough. But of course, they still take the win here today. Something you can look back a little bit, look at the 2 games you lost. You know, doesn't matter if you take a set win, you still want to look back at the games you lost and see, hey, why did we lose these? We could have still just won them anyway, you know? We could have gotten that 3-0 instead of that 3-2.
Definitely.
But, yeah. Insurance Agency, meanwhile, kind of having the same problem as Eternal. Both teams the same problem, just a lot of basically playing extremely staggered. But Insurance Agency, of course, were playing a lot more staggered, as we saw in that Clan Blitz game. So
I also noticed that, like,
mm-hmm.
as I mentioned halfway through, that, like, neither of the teams just, like, really seemed to want to protect that Rainmaker there. Like,
Mm-hmm.
2 would push in, and, like, that's off. That's, like, basically pushing in, like, with 1 person against 4. Like, that's not gonna end well for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. So now, yeah, I mean, there's not much else to really discuss. As I was saying, though, like Insurance Agency, gotta go back to the drawing board. Definitely showing up more than Blur's Persons did in Blur's Persons week 1 loss. So maybe
Definitely.
Insurance Agency could pull out from this 0-2 and get a decent place in the season, but we will have to see. As they still need to play 4 more teams, I believe. So I believe 4 more teams. I'm not sure, but yeah. So I think that's us, Silver.
Yeah.
If there's anything else you want to say.
Not really. I mean, definitely excited to have this first stream, you know, instead of just having to do recordings at like 9 p.m. Like 2
Yeah, of
a.m. for you.
course. But yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Yeah. So thanks everyone for watching.
Yeah, thank you everyone.
Of course, there will be more streams this week. Friday we have Amateur League, which is good, second best league. Saturday we have more academy level action.
I don't know about you guys, but I think that Eclipse Splatoon team is probably going to be the MVPs.
Oh, possibly. I mean, it's come from the guy who's on that team.
No,
But
don't reveal my secrets.
and then on Sunday will be Pro League, aka the best 8 teams that sign up for the league. So definitely come by, watch those streams, support the streamers that are gonna be streaming that as well, support the teams, and yeah, that's about it. See you guys.
See ya.